Alright guys, wanted to give you a quick update. I was just outside thrashing this thing, and the outside temperature says 30.5. That's about what it feels like out there. My motor's at 40 Celsius. Turned off the fan as soon as I got in. Controller's the same, 3840. What about the batteries? Batteries are at 35. Oh, those ones are cooler. Even the tires feel warm. Yeah, the tires are at 31. Yeah, 31. Oh shit. Oh yeah, I was thrashing it. Oh man, even my tranny box is warm. Yeah, 33, 34 on the tranny box. Yeah, the whole box is warm. Let me see how hot that slipper is. Get out of the way, wire. Oh yeah, the slipper's warm. 50, 51, 49. She's coming down, but oh yeah, she's pretty warm. That's where all the heat in my transmission's coming from. I'm gonna have to do something about that, because that's just unwanted heat. For some reason it keeps slipping, and the spring's like freaking locked right down. Like you can't get that spring any tighter if you wanted to. There's no gaps between the coils, nothing. So I might actually have to, like, I don't know, glue the thing together or something. Put a couple bolts through it so it can't turn. Because it's definitely slipping. And yeah, getting hot, which is not good. I do not like that. I mean, it's possible that it's just coming from pinion to spur friction, but oh, it's pretty warm just for friction. Don't worry about that. Like I said, it's my motor. It's got psycho strong magnets in it. Oh, the fucking pinion's loose again. Yeah, the fucking pinion gear's loose again. Okay, and some updates. The transmission, as I told you guys, is way too high. The gear ratio is just too high. So I ordered 2 different gears, and at the end it should have the exact same gear ratio it had out of the box. And that should be nice, so it'll do like 60-70 again. If this keeps happening, I'm gonna have to get somebody to actually weld this friggin' pinion gear onto the motor, and then I'll just grind it off once the friggin' pinion gear's dead. Actually, I had to do that to my Wheelie King, because the pinion gear I had put on there was glued on so well that you couldn't get it off without cutting the pinion gear in half with a Dremel. So that's what I had to do. I had to cut the pinion gear in half to get it off and put a new one on. So I'm gonna have to, yeah, like, basically weld the friggin' thing on there so it'll stay on. Because it's loose again. Piece of shit. And I even, like, filled the hole where the screw goes with glue and then cranked it down. Like, actually filled the hole, then put the screw in and cranked it down, and it still won't stay locked. No, I'll figure out something. Like I said, if I have to, I'll weld it right to the friggin' shaft. Just get someone to tack it for me. Or tack the nut so the nut can't come out. Because that's actually what keeps happening, is the Allen key keeps coming out. So tighten it in and then get somebody to just tap it real quick on top of the screw so the screw can't come walking out. Lock that bitch in there. Good. Oh, apparently I almost lost some batteries. Right on. looks like it's time for a retape. Huh, it held, but they definitely tried to come out. That's okay, there's foam and stuff under there, so even if they're loose, they can't actually like bounce on anything. Okay, so yeah, I got the new transmission coming, which changes the gear ratio. Obviously, I'm gonna fix this stupid ass pinion gear and make it stay, whether it wants to or not. And I also ordered a new body for it. I have a new Mad Beast body coming, and it's a what is it, black and blue? Black with the blue flames. So I'll have basically 3 bodies. I'm going to keep the red one, the black and red one, until it completely falls apart. And I wanted to give you guys a quick little tip on handling for this truck. As you see, there's apparently a peanut in the front of my truck. There we go. Half a peanut. That's where my truck's supposed to sit. Okay, and the reason I have it down here is because basically I want this truck to handle the best while it's under throttle. So what you do is you lower the suspension. That way when you're on the throttle will pull it up, and it does, it pulls it up to about there, and then you have standard steering and shit while you're on throttle, instead of having it completely up and there's no give because it's tight. There's no give. This way it can slap back and forward on the front suspension, no problem, and it keeps the front end low, well, lower than it would. For your handling, the back shocks are basically maxed out nice and tight so they stay high all the time, to give you your stiff rear end for tail sliding. And then you got a soft front end for gripping, so that even if it leans into a corner, it's soft, so it'll, you know, even itself out. The only problem you have to be careful of is with the brakes. That's why I have this steel plate under here. As you can see, it gets used quite often. That's why it's under there, because almost every time I hit the brakes, it bottoms out, which is fine. I don't mind that. You just can't slam the brakes or else it'll bottom out. You gotta kind of tap them, ABS them as I call it. And yeah, that's it. So you can't, you know, if you're going around a tight corner, you don't want to drop it too hard. I haven't noticed any problems going off jumps because you're under throttle, so the throttle keeps it up. If you're gonna hit an incline, then you just hit the throttle at the bottom. It'll keep the front end up. Loving the differential and the transmission strength. Absolutely loving it. All-time 3-wheel drive. 3-wheel drive. I mean, if one gets stuck, it's gonna spin the other 3 no matter what. Because you got the diff lock in the back and then open diff in the front. So you got 3-wheel drive guaranteed. And 4-wheel when it's not stuck. So that's the beast, or at least 2-wheel drive guaranteed. I guess if you hung the front end off something, it wouldn't do shit. That's the update for now. Also, my bro is getting some parts for his redcat, so we should be able to get the redcat back together. That'll be cool. So I'll get him some run time. I'm actually going to do a loop. As you can see here, the tape stops, so you can see the label, but the label's under the body anyway, so I'm just going to put a loop. I'm going to redo all this tape and then put a loop over the top of the battery, and that should stop this from happening again. Anyway, I'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully those gears show up soon so I can get started on my my second transmission, and then I'm gonna figure out what the problem is right here. Like I said, the pinion keeps coming off, but that's normal. I've had that problem since I got this truck. But I want to find out why there's so much heat in this spur gear. There shouldn't be that much heat in the spur gear, so it's either slipping or maybe a bearing is jammed or something and it's spinning in the casing or something. I don't know, something's not right there. It's definitely building some unwanted heat. And as you guys saw by the temp meter, the gear is hotter than the motor, so it can't be the heat coming from the motor and transferring to the gear, because the gear is hotter than the motor, so it can't be that. So anyway, thought I'd give you guys that update. Got the new body coming, and Nate should be fixing his truck soon, so see that thing running again with the LiPo laptop battery mix. He's still got it all on there. It's about 12,000 May worth of battery, I think. I'd have to do the calculations again, but I think it's up there. And yeah, the King needs a total rebuild. Chassis, electrics, just about everything but the drivetrain. Transmission gears, diff gears, axles are all still good off the old trucks, so basically everything but that needs to be rebuilt. So it's not high on my priority list, but it will be done. And anyway, yeah, I'll keep you guys updated.